Hey guys, what's up and welcome back. Welcome to today's video, which is going to be something I didn't expect to film a few weeks ago, but it's going to be a video on the Naked Ultraviolet eyeshadow palette. So I had every intention of picking this up until shortly before the release and PR packages were going out, and I was seeing pictures on Instagram and hearing people's reviews, and most people didn't like it. I was seeing swatches. I was like, that does not look good. It does not look pigmented, and everything I want in a purple vibrant eyeshadow is vibrancy and opacity, and purple makes my eye color pop. I have green eyes, if you are curious, and yes, so when I saw that I was like, yeah, no, not for me. So fast forward, and I was out shopping for my birthday weekend, just having some me time. I had my $10 birthday coupon at Ulta, which I need to disclose, I did include this in my Sephora haul, but I forgot to mention, I did pick it up at Ulta. So I got a $10 birthday coupon from Ulta, and I had like some, I don't know, like $14 in reward points or reward dollars, which had been sitting there forever and a day. And I'd been trying to rack them up, but I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna use them. So I took the plunge, I kind of took a chance, and you guys, I can't even tell you how glad I am that I did. So first off, the packaging is everything. I love it. I love it. I had heard a lot of people say the packaging is beautiful, but no, the packaging is beautiful. The inside it's lovely, you guys. This is not a dazzled or disappointed. I'm straight up telling you, I love this palette. Yes, the pigmentation is different than what you see in the pan. It is less, but I don't know, you guys. Every time I do a look with this palette, I'm like, wow, if I'd only known this is how good it was gonna be, I'd have picked it up a long time ago. So as usual, I will be including swatches on a deeper skin tone in this video. For those of you who are new, my husband is black, and so he has very generously and very kindly agreed to allow me to use his arm. So I will post those here as I have with previous videos, so that if you are of a deep skin tone or of a deeper skin tone than you know what they might look like on you. I will be straight up with you. There are 2 or 3 shades in here that like don't even show up on me, so we already know they probably won't show up on you. But I think there's a lot in here that could work for a lot of different skin tones. For reference, it was $49. Like I said, I had the couple of discounts. It has a 24-month shelf life. It is made in the USA. The little dual-ended brush is made in China. I will say, is Urban Decay not cruelty free? I thought sure they were, but I'm not seeing the little cruelty free bunny anywhere. And now I'm like questioning, are they still cruelty free, or maybe they never were, or are they owned by like Estee Lauder? And I don't know, I'm having deja vu at the moment. Let me know in the comment section below. I feel like I'm confused. Anyways, so do love this palette. It is incredible. We're gonna go ahead and get into the demo. Let me just give you 2 or 3 swatches. Like I said, this isn't a dazzled or disappointed, so I'm not here to do like a full-on swatch video or anything, but here are just a handful of swatches. They do show up, and I'll show you this in the demo, but they show up lighter than what they do in the pan. Ooh, not trying to blind you there. So not even sure if that's any kind of helpful at this moment, but so they do show up lighter than what they are in the pan. But you guys, there's something about this palette that is just absolutely beautiful. It just works. I've heard a lot of people say the intent behind this being a naked palette is that they weren't supposed to be super punchy and pigmented. They were supposed to have that whole naked kind of vibe. I can see that. And quite frankly, I think it works. So I'm so glad I didn't fully pass on this. If you've been kind of questioning whether this is for you, you might want to give it a second look. Now granted, at Ulta and Sephora, you can't swatch stuff. They'll swatch it like on a tissue for you, which to me does nothing. But I mean, ultimately, you know, if you pick it up and you hate it, you can always return it. But honestly, if you were kind of hoping that this would be an amazing palette and you passed on it because of all the negative reviews, give it a second look. This, amazing. All right, guys, let's get into the demo. So first I'm going to go in with the shade Mind Slip right here, and I'm going to go in with just a blending brush. This is a Wet n Wild brush, and I'm just going to place this in the crease. My eyes are already primed and ready to go. So I'm just going to lay this down. Now, a few of these shades I don't believe would be deeper skin friendly. I'm sad to say, because even on me, I struggle. but I think for the most part, there's a lot that would suit a lot. Okay, so you can see even on my skin tone that this one it looks lovely, but I did layer it up like 3 or 4 times. And like I said, there's a handful of shades that I think on my deeper skin toned ladies may not be very effective. But anyways, as usual, you know, I will put the swatches on a deeper skin tone so that you can see exactly how those would show up. Okay, so that is that. Now, let's go in with the shade Cyberpunk, which is this shade right here. And I'm gonna grab a Huda brush. I'm gonna grab this little stumpier edge of a dual-ended Huda brush, and I'm gonna pack this on a good portion of the lid. This is going to be a very, very purple look, very simple, just easy, but very effective in the purple sense. I don't even know if that makes sense, but this palette, I mean, when the reviews first started coming out, even before it was released, when people were getting it in PR, I was super disappointed because purple is one of my favorite shades when it comes to eyeshadow. I just love how it looks on me. It makes my eye color pop. And when I saw that these weren't going to be very vibrant, I was very turned off by it. So I am so glad I took the plunge, because I should have known that in most people not liking it, that I'd probably like it. That's usually how it goes. So anyways, just continuing on, I'm going in a good portion of my lid. We are gonna add some white concealer here in a little bit to just carve a little bit of that out, but I am adding that to most of the lid. So what I am doing, I started doing it to this eye and realized I hadn't told y'all what I was doing. I'm placing this color down, and then when it comes to my crease, I'm really just gonna kind of buff it in there. I'm not really trying to be super careful, but also don't wanna be messy, because that peach shade I put up there is kind of light, and once I muddy it up, it's gonna be hard to bring that back out. So I'm being careful of how I am buffing this out, but I really just am blending this up into my crease. Sometimes I get my crease kind of wrong. What I mean by that is sometimes like I don't go up all the way. It looks like I am, but then when I watch the playback to these videos, like as I'm editing, I'm like missing a spot. I've got a gap there. So, I mean, if you're anything like me and you've got like a lot of lid space and you've got a very defined crease, sometimes you can miss that crease. So quite frankly, what I'm gonna tell you is some of these shades look deeper in the pan than they go on the eye. I'm okay with that. The pigmentation is still there. So this Cyberpunk, look how deep it looks, like a very grape purple. But on my eye, you see it is it's a lot lighter. It's not like the way it looks in the pan, but it still looks lovely. Let me give you a quick swatch. So see, I used the wrong finger. I don't like doing that. But you see what I mean? Like even the swatch, maybe it's because it's more concentrated on my finger, that it goes on a little lighter, but it's still so pretty. All right, guys, so now I'm gonna go in with a little bit of the ColourPop No Filter Concealer in the white shade. This is typically what I use to carve out my crease and create a really nice stark white base. I used to use the NYX Jumbo Eye Crayon, but quite frankly, it's easier to place a concealer on the back of my hand and put it on the brush. So I'm just gonna stamp this and create, carve out my little, I'm not going very far. That's probably about as far as I'm gonna go. And I'm just going to start sweeping this, going all the way to the most inner portion of my lid. And you guys know me, I typically, when I do this, I like to drag it out just a little more right here, kind of like give it a little tail. And that's about it. That's gonna be where we place our other shade. And let me do the other eye, I'll be right back. Okay, one thing I didn't show you that I got a little carried away is I went ahead and took that white concealer into my inner corner and a little bit along the lower lash line, because that will also help it pop. I hardly do that, and then I look back and I'm like, why don't I? Because I feel like things can get a little bit lost on the lower lash line, at least for me, or on my skin or whatever, I don't know. But this is the brush I've been using to cut my crease, in case you're interested. It's a BH Cosmetics. I've told y'all before, I buy these in sets and they don't really have like an established name. This is a number 7, but it's very, very flat, and it reminds me of what everybody uses as far as like the P. Louise Mitchell brush, which I don't own, but it makes so much different to be so flat. I've used different kinds of brushes to cut my crease, and the brush is key. I will definitely tell you that. Take it from someone who's done all kinds of weird things. Anyways, so now we're gonna go ahead and go in with the shade Warning, which is this, ooh, I feel like I have to sneeze. Excuse me. I shouldn't be sneezing into my hand. I know, you guys. I've gotten so used to sneezing into my elbow. I don't know why I didn't just do that. Anyways, so I'm going with the shade Warning right here, and a little, again, this is a BH Cosmetics number 7 also, but notice it's very different than this one. They're both like shader brushes, but this one's a lot flatter than this, you know, coral one. Anyways, it all depends, I think, on the set that they come in. So anyways, but look, here's the thing. Yes, this does not have as much pigment. We've already gone over that, but like I do go in with a lot. I go into this palette more aggressive than I do most others. So you might say, well, isn't that a deal breaker? No, not really, because the look I get with these colors is so pretty. Anyways, so let's start with this eye. I'm gonna just place this where the white is, and then I am gonna go in with a little on my finger to top off. I'm really just trying to lay down the base right here, because see, you can tell. They lay down pretty sheer. Look, you can still see a lot of that white. So what everyone's saying is true about the pigmentation being a lot more sheer and everything, but I don't know. There's something about this palette that I just really, really love. So I'm gonna leave it at that and go in with my finger, just because look what a difference going in with your finger can make. So big. Now we'll come back and do that upper part, because I have stubby fingers and it won't reach in there, but what a difference, what a difference. Okay, so now I'll go back in with that brush and I will add a little more up there, taking it down a little bit to, you know how I created that little tail? I like them to really interlock on the upper area. I just like the look of that. I always have. So now what I'm going to do, I'm gonna take this brush right here. It's a little stumpy, a stumpy brush. I don't know, BH Cosmetics 11, if that helps anybody. But I'm going in with that same Warning shade, and now I'm gonna place it on the inner corner and take it down on my lower lash line where I laid down that white concealer, because now it's really gonna pop since I laid that base down. Oh, such a difference. So for the lower lash line, I am gonna go in with a deeper shade, just not the deepest shade. So the deepest shade in this palette is Digital right here. I'm going in with the next to deepest. It's called Purple Dust. Again, it looks deeper in the pan than it does come across on a swatch or on your eye. It is definitely it's very beautiful. In the pan, it looks like a deep gray purple. It's more of it is still a gray purple, but it's got this sheen to it. It lightens it up. I don't know how to describe it to you. It's kind of like describing perfumes. I don't know. You just got to take my word for it. Anyways, going in with no, this is a Morphe brush, again, from a set. I tell y'all every time, but if you're a regular, you know, I get my brushes in sets, and that's how I do it. So this is showing up beautifully on the lower lash line, taking it up all the way to where that, oh, I got it in my contact lens, all the way to where that shade ends, that Warning shade that I brought down. I'm just filling in the rest of the empty space with that shade. So this is gonna help like smoke it out a little, deepen it up, but I'm keeping it with like, I don't even consider this as much purple. It's a very smoky color, but I did want to keep this a very purple tone. Like I want you to be able to see all the different tones of purple. So just placing that down. Okay guys, so at this point in time, I'm gonna jump off camera so that I can do my liner, my mascara, falsies, all of that. And then we're gonna come back and we're gonna do something I've really not done on my channel. I do it off camera when I'm not filming, but I haven't incorporated these into a look on my channel. So we're gonna use the little crystals today because this color of crystals ties so impeccably well with this palette. I was a little mind blown the first time that I used them with this palette. So we're gonna do those in just a few minutes. Okay guys, so we've got the lashes on, the liner, we're good to go. So it's looking really, really nice. Everything always comes together with liner and lashes, but we're gonna take it a step further and I'm gonna place one of these, hopefully I don't drop it, on the back of my hand. Oh, I feel like I'm gonna drop it. I want you to see what this little crystal looks like. So it's not gonna come across on camera, but it is a very like iridescent purple lilac type of color, shifts a little bit green. So pretty. If you hear a lot of noise, the dog's right by me. So we're gonna place two on each eye, one in the inner corner and one right here where the end of the liner like turns into the tail. One of you asked me, I think it was on my last video, what I use, and I just use eyelash adhesive, eyelash glue. Super easy. So I'm gonna do one eye on camera, one eye off, so I don't take up a ton of our time here, but just gonna place this right here and just go directly with the wand. I go in with plenty, so I feel like I can't talk as I do this. Okay, so I probably went in with a little too much. That's okay, it's no big deal. We're gonna go in, it comes in like 3 different sizes. Hope I can catch this on camera. Okay, do you see how easy that was? Like literally it adheres so quickly with the eyelash glue. And I'm hoping you can see now, like the sparkle and reflection that these have. They are so incredible. They're by the brand Swarovski. You can find them at Michael's. I like to get them when they're like 50% off. And last time they had a sale like that, I picked up quite a few. So the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna place this right here on the inner corner. Super easy. Like I said, I probably go in with too much, but I would rather go in with too much and have it stay on. I will tell y'all, I use these at Disney World and they stay on all day long. No joke. Okay, so easy peasy, like that took all of like a minute or two. So a big one there, what I was telling you earlier was that these come in a little box of, they have like 3 sizes within the same little package, like a large, a medium, and a small. I keep them in these little travel containers that you can get at Walmart, and you get quite a generous amount. Some have more than others. Usually these little iridescent ones come with like 30 little jewels and the rest will come with like 50. I reuse mine, I don't throw them out. So at the end of the day, I grab a baby wipe, I pluck them off with the tweezers very carefully, of course, and I rub the back on the baby wipe and then I put them back in here to reuse. So let me do the other eye and I'll be right back. All right guys, so I went ahead and added lips to the full look now that I was off camera doing this eye, but these jewels add so much life to a look. And honestly, I wish I could tell you what the name of these was. It's just, like I said, a purple iridescent. If you go to Michael's, you would likely find them and they pair beautifully with this palette. For the lips, just so that you know, somebody mentioned this either on my last video or I think on my last Instagram post. I can't remember, I'm sorry. But I just want to tell you what this combo is in case you are interested. So it is the Pat McGrath lip liner in Contour. It is the Kylie Cosmetics lipstick in Nova. And then topped in the center, the Hourglass Unreal Sublime. It's in the shade Sublime, but it's the Unreal High Shine Lip Gloss, whatever. Anyways, that's the lip combo going on right here. So that being said, this is it. This is the final look. I love it, you guys. This palette is so awesome. Glad I didn't listen. Glad I picked it up. And I hope this gives you some inspiration if you own the palette as well. All right, you guys, well, that brings us to the end of another video. I hope you enjoyed it. Pretty soon, I'll do a video doing like a full face. We haven't done that in a while. And of course, as you saw recently, I had a birthday haul at Sephora. So in addition to that, I have purchased a little bit of new makeup on the side, and so yeah, it might be fun just to kind of do a video of new makeup to me. It may not be new makeup in general, but I purchased some things that are very new to me, and yeah, it might be fun to do a video like that. Those usually don't get they're not very successful on my channel, but we haven't done it in a while, and I say it's time. So we'll do that here in just a couple of days. Anyways, in the meantime, I leave you, of course, with a verse of the day. Okay, my friends, so today's comes from Philippians 2:3, and it says, "In humility, value others above yourselves." That's one thing I think is very sad and difficult and crazy about our society is, and this goes for me too. We have a very me-centered attitude. It's all about me, but ultimately, it's valuing others above ourselves. That makes such a difference. What world changers we can be if we were to put that into practice. So it is my challenge to you that as you go on, whether it be today, tomorrow, I don't know how much involvement you have in the outside world right now since we're all home quite a bit, but just value others more than yourself and see what a difference it can make. Somebody else, when you value somebody else over yourself, like their smile just lights up their whole face. It's amazing. Anyways, I challenge you to do that. I love each and every one of you. Please remember, Jesus loves you so much more than I or anyone else ever could. I love you. I pray for you guys very often, and I will see you in the next video. Until then, take care and stay well. Bye.